Hey guys, welcome to Do Weightlifting. My name is John North and we're going to be going over the snatch to start out with the technique portion of this 12-week cycle that we have for you today. First thing we're going to be doing is going over the hit and catch drill. And what this does is it emphasizes the point of contact, okay? When the bar meets the hips in that explosion part of the lift, okay? It's where the club meets the golf ball, right? It's where the boxer's glove meets the chin, okay? It's the Tyson hit, it's the ollie feet, baby, as you guys heard me say in the past. It is where the magic happens, okay? We want that power position, that bar meeting the hips, in the crease, on our heels, loading up for a big explosion, for a big catch, for a big PR, for a big bar slam, right? So that's what this is about, is finding that point of contact. And how do we find it? Well, we have some drills, which is the hit and catch drill. We're gonna go ahead and get into the pause position first, into the power position. We're gonna find the separation. We're gonna find the contact. We're gonna put it all together so you can find that thud, that hit, that perfect timing. You can find the crease of those hips in the full snatch eventually. Because a lot of people ask, myself and my wife, I hear it on YouTube, that thud, that click, that bang, that explosion. How does that happen? I see you and Donnie and other lifters making that big bar body contact. How do you do that? How does that happen? This is not really taught a lot in your, typical level 1 handbook and things like that. So that's what's great about, Do Weightlifting, and this video here is the fact that I get to kind of get into some street weightlifting, if you will, some stuff that, has worked for myself, my wife, and, many other people around the world for many different years, and that is that hit and catch drill, practicing that bar body contact, the timing and the position of that drill. So we're going to be going ahead to get into that right now. There's different parts of the hit and catch drill. It's fun, it's exciting, it's the best way to learn bar body contact. Let's get into it. All right? Now we're going to go ahead and start with the first part of learning how to snatch, and that is the power position. Bar in the crease of the hips, okay? Arms slightly broken back, always pulling the bar back. We never want the arms completely straight. So break the arms back, elbows back, roll the shoulder blades back. We're on our heels, bar in the crease of the hips. And then I'm gonna bend my knees a few inches, okay? Nothing else moves. The bar is still in the crease of the hips. I'm still pulling back on the bar. The weight's fully on my heels, chest upright, arms are still broken. And I'm gonna hold this position for a few seconds to really feel this bar digging into the hips. The last thing we want is that bar drifting downwards as you get into that power position, okay? We do not want that bar to slide down the thighs, okay? That means we're not pulling back anymore, okay? We're allowing those shoulders to roll forward too much. So roll the shoulders back, pull back, keep that bar in the crease of the hips, and hold this position right here, okay? Now that we have the power position, okay, we're gonna feel it right here. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna drive the bar out just a few inches. It's gonna go straight out right here. Now, notice my arms are slightly broken. They're not fully straight, just slightly broken. My shoulders are still rolled back. My chest is still upright. It's really kind of like a front delt raise, as if you were a bodybuilder. Okay, we're just gonna take this bar and just take it out a few inches and then take it back. Take out a few inches, take it back. And you're gonna feel how this bar drives back into your hips. And also you're gonna feel how the bar meets the hips. The hips never meet the bar. Okay, this is a great tool for that. So bar out, bar back. Bar out, bar back. Notice the bar's going straight out, straight back. Okay, we're not bending the torso over. We're not lowering the bar, okay? We're just gonna go ahead and go bar out, bar back. And then once you get a few of these, pull it back a little harder. You should kind of feel that bar rattling and hitting. Now, after the bar hits the hips, keep pulling back. We don't want this. Okay, we don't want to loosen up. Okay? Make sure that you're always pulling back at all times of the lift. There's never a time in weightlifting where you're not pulling back. Even when you're even in the catch, you're pushing back. Even as you stand, you're pushing back. Okay, so remember that. If you let up, that bar is just gonna miss out in front, okay? All right, now that we've taken the bar out and back, we feel the bar driving into the hips. We can feel the upper body staying the same, okay? We feel that we are in charge and in control of the barbell, okay? We feel this. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the butt into the picture. We're gonna push our butt back, AKA we're gonna drive our knees back, AKA we're not really pushing the butt back, but more we're pushing the butt upwards, right? We're raising the butt, okay? See, as the knees are bent here in the power position, now we're going to push the knees back and raise the butt. At the very same time, I drive the bar outwards. And we're gonna go ahead now and reverse the videotape here. Be kind, rewind. We're gonna drop the hips, and then the bar is going to meet the hips in the power position. Notice the bar meets the hips never meet the bar. So bar goes out, and the hips drive up and back at the same time. Extend the knees, chest still upright, arms still broken. Bar is just about 4 or 5 inches in front of me. And now reverse. Hips drop, bar back. Separate, and then meet. Separate, and then meet. Okay? Separate, hips down, bar back. Hips drop, bar back. I meet right back here in the power position, okay? That's the trick. It's all about timing, okay? It's the power of opposites. Ready? Separate, reconnect. Separate, reconnect. Separate, reconnect. Separate, reconnect. This is a great drill on timing into that contact position, and also learning how to teach the body and the mind that the bar meets the hips at the hips lowest point before that explosion. Hips drop, bar meets, okay? Hips drop, bar meets. This is why we must activate the lats, activate the arms, and we must be pulling back, never pulling up. Okay, by pulling up, a big issue that happens is the hips love to meet the bar. Then you're gonna see too much of this. The hips meeting the bar. Now I'm on the balls of my feet, right? I have less power into the contact position. That bar is gonna get out in front of me, and it's just gonna be a disaster. Okay. Hey guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and conduct the separation to contact drill. Basically the first step of the hidden catch drill, and learning the point of contact for the snatch from the side here, so you guys can have a better look here. So we're gonna go ahead and start tall, shoulder blades rolled back, pinched, arms always slightly broken, okay? Never wanna have them straight. We always wanna break them back to slightly. I know that's controversial, but to be honest with you, it shouldn't be, okay? Break it back, feel that bar in the hips, bam, right into step one, heels. Wiggle your toes and make sure you're on your heels here. Bar back, separate, meet. Separate, meet. Now on the separation, make sure those knees are really getting back. You should really feel those hamstrings stretching. Okay, that butt should raise, that butt should drop. That butt should raise, that butt should drop. That butt should raise, that butt should drop. That bar goes out, that bar drives back. That bar drives out, that bar drives back as I pull. I'm meeting in perfect contact for that power position in the snatch, right? That's what this is. Finding it. Ready? Feeling it. Separation, finding it. And that's what we're doing right there. What we're doing right now is A, yes, we're learning how to snatch, but B, this is a drill. Obviously we're separating. We're taking the bar out a few inches. We're finding that power position. We're separating, then meeting. Okay, we're separating, then reconnecting. We're learning the moto pattern of how the hips rise and then drop, right? How the hips rise and then drop. Rise, drop, okay? The bar goes out, the bar meets, okay? So the big thing to take away from this is the hips never, ever, ever, ever meet the bar. All they do is drop and the bar meets, okay? So that's really what I want you guys feeling, okay? So here we are, we're standing tall. 1, separate, back, separate, back, separate. Okay? And so now what we're doing is we're just basically, we're grabbing that golf club and we're just doing some nice we're gearing up for that full swing, okay? We're getting down to mechanics, okay? So give that a try as we then now approach the full hit and catch drill. All right, guys, here we go. Here's where the fun starts, okay? So I want you guys to pause that out portion, step one, out, and then what we're gonna do here is the same thing we have done all morning, okay? But we're just gonna go ahead and hit and catch. It's that simple. We're gonna pull back, drop the hips, make contact, and then move those feet and catch. You shouldn't be thinking too much about the finish or anything like that. This is just to kind of turn your mind off, feel it, react, and focus on that point of contact, okay? Step one, separation, and we're gonna go ahead now and pull the bar back, drop the hips and go. Okay, we're gonna move our feet, landing on our heels and catching. You can catch around 90 or above. Go ahead and just power for right now. One, separation, begin. Okay, I'm pulling back as hard as I can. That's all I'm thinking. There's never a point in my mind I'm thinking up or pull or anything like that, or jump and shrug or anything like that. I'm not thinking any of that. The only thing I'm thinking is pull back as hard as I can and let the contact do the rest, right? Here we are, separation, back. Okay, separation, back. Okay, one, separation, back. One, separation, back. See that? There it is. Separation, back. And that's the hit and catch drill with the pause. All right, guys, we're just gonna go from the side real quick with that pause just so you guys can see it. So we're gonna go ahead and get into step one. We're gonna go ahead and separate, and then we're gonna head and go. Okay? All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take out that pause. Now, let me say this real quick. Just because we're taking out the pause does not mean the separation portion needs to be fast, okay? It's just like a golf swing, right? On that back swing, it's not that fast, notice that. It's pretty nice and easy. It's easy and then explosive, okay? Same thing with the separation. Nice and easy. Just because we're taking out the pause doesn't mean it needs to be fast on the separation. Why? Because a lot of times you're going to get out of position, right? It's like working with a golf coach. Everything's fine. You feel good. The technique's there. The position's there, right? And then all of a sudden your coach says go. And then everything just is a mess, right? So make sure that just because we're taking out that pause to really find that out portion position in order for that hit and catch drill. Ready? One, and go. Now I didn't pause, but notice I really pulled that slingshot back nice and easy before I let that rock go. Ready? Go. Okay? Go. Go. Sorry, I like making noise, right? It helps me think, helps me feel it. One, go. Let's go from the side. One, go. Here we are. One, go. One, go. All right? That's the hit and catch drill. All you're thinking is pull back as hard as you can, drop those hips, feel that bar oscillate around your body. Hug your body, wrap around your body. Because then once it recoils, it might as well be connected to this wall. It might as well be a pull-up rig. It's weightless, it's floating. It's not going up nor down. It is a pull-up rig, and all you're doing is using that bar to pull yourself underneath with, okay? It's not how high you can pull the bar, right? It's how fast you can get under a bar, okay? It's about moving around the bar, not moving the bar. Let me say that again. It's about moving around the bar, not moving the bar, okay? That's the thing with this. That's the point of bar-body contact, is you want that bar to oscillate around your body from the point of contact throughout that finish. It's gonna wrap around your body. Watch some slow-mo video, hook grip videos, and you will see such a thing. Once that bar recoils, it's weightless, it's floating, and you're gonna use that weightless bar to get underneath, okay? This is a great technique. Many lifters use it. This is not how high you can bring that bar up. This is how long can you make that bar float and become weightless as the lifter gets under, okay? So the more that bar oscillates, the longer it's gonna float. The more that bar oscillates, the longer time you have to pull under, then the more time it's gonna be weightless in midair. So keep pulling back. Even when you do feel the bar hit the hips, right, you're still pulling back. Even as you pull under, you're flipping back, you're pushing back. Back, back, back is the best advice I have for any new weightlifter. Never stop pulling back. And this is another reason why I like to keep those arms broken, okay? Because they stay broken in here, they stay broken here, they stay broken here. I always like to say, as that bar is driving back into the hips for that contact, even from the pull, right? That double knee bend activates, those hips drop, and that bar comes back. I mean, I always look at it as if I'm in a canoe, right? I'm on the Harvard rowing team, right? Isn't that how Facebook started? I don't know. So I'm taking those paddles and I'm rowing, okay? I'm rowing. That's how I'm thinking, I'm rowing. Or, I did make a video that we might post on the website here, I don't know, my wife's in charge, is the doggy paddle drill. As if I'm a doggy and I'm paddling that water, right? I'm paddling that water. Everything is being pulled back into me as hard as possible. Now, if you can switch your mind from that to up, it's gonna make a world of difference. There's no dragging the thigh, we'll get to that later. There's no upward pull to the nipples. I mean, you have to remember that before 1964, if the bar touched your body, it was a no lift. So when they took that rule out in 1964, the evolution of technique started and a melting pot of techniques began. And this is basically a result of that. So one thing I want to say is that once that bar makes contact, don't loosen up. Don't let those arms go straight and think it's over. That's just the beginning. I always kind of like to say, act as if you're trying to pull the bar through your entire body and cut you in half like a magician. So back, and we're going to go back, and we're going to go back, 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 back. Okay, so feel the bar bend around you. Okay, just like this is a great drill here. If I take this bar and I throw it against my upper thigh, what's making this bar come all the way back to my hands? Right? Am I pulling up on the bar? No, the oscillation, the bend of the bar hugging around my upper thighs from the point of contact is great enough that when it does recoil, it's going to slingshot up and then peak. It's going to be weightless. When I'm grabbing that bar, it's weightless. Now, if I see that, if I let go of this bar and grab it, it's pulling me down. It feels heavy, right? See that? Look at that, it falls fast. Not on this one. I am grabbing that bar and it is completely weightless. Right there. Weightless. Weightless. Easy. And that's the same thing with the hips, right? I'm uppercutting that bar, I'm driving that bar back, and I'm bending this bar, okay? Try that drill. So we've talked a lot about bar oscillation, bar body contact, point of contact. Let's talk about the finish, okay? What I call the finish is the arched angel. Now, we've discussed the bar oscillation and how important it is for that bar to oscillate for it to recoil, for you to pull under a weightless bar pretty much, right? We already did the upper thigh jackhammer drill is what I call that, demonstrating on the power of bar oscillation, okay? You're gonna notice though that with this style of technique, the bar is gonna peak lower, but it's gonna peak longer. And that's something that you must understand. And other methods of technique, at pulling up for that more of that triple extension technique, yes, the bar will peak higher, and some people do prefer that, but the problem with that is it won't peak as long, it won't be weightless as long, it's gonna fall faster due to less, obviously, recoil. Okay, so let's see here. Plus, I like to pull under a bar that's a little lower just because you have more torque. I'm gonna have more torque point under a bar that's under my belly button right? As I drive myself under, because the higher that bar gets above the belly button, I now have less torque. This is why a lot of people that pull high up top and that pull too long and pull too vertical catch higher and have problems power snatching more than they full snatch, have trouble moving their feet, and just getting under more weight, in my opinion, okay? But let's go ahead and go into the finish, the arched angel. In order for that bar to bend, right, because we can't just do it all of ourselves with the upper body here, we must have the power of opposites happen, right? We must have a catapult effect happen. So as I'm pulling back on the bar, my hips are gonna drive through and up, like Mike Tyson going in for that uppercut, right? I'm going through and up, and at the same time as I'm driving my hips through and up, I'm still pulling back on the bar. So as I'm pulling back on the bar, right, the center of my body is driving up and back, creating that power of opposites, making the middle of the bar shoot out with my hips as the sides of the bar wrap around my body as if the bar is hugging me at a Christmas party, okay? That is going to create the most flex, aka oscillation of the bar. So the longer and the more that I lean back, right, the more that bar is going to flex, okay? AKA the longer that bar is going to recoil in the air as it lies weightless. So what I want to do is pull back, shoulders back, okay? I'm on my toes, okay? My elbows are pulling the bar back, not up, but I don't want to be pulling the bar downwards. This is a common mistake. So act as if someone's trying to rob you from behind, and you're going to take your elbow and knock him in the chin. I love this right here. Knock him in the chin, get off me. That's where it's at. It's up and back right here. So I'm pulling the bar up and back. I'm shooting my hips through and up. At the same time, my shoulders are behind my hips. My hips are behind, in front of my shoulders. My weight is over my heels, even though I'm on my toes. So if I let go of this bar at the very end of my finish, I would fall backwards, okay? Because I'm pulling backwards, I'm leaning backwards, and my weight is over my heels, okay? So find the toes, weight over the heels, pulling the bar up and back with the elbows, hips are through and up, my shoulders are back, and I'm riding a bull. I'm leaning back and I'm riding a bull. That's how you have to think about this, okay? I'm holding on for dear life and I'm pulling back. The minute I stop pulling back, everything gets pulled forward, okay? That's the thing. Life likes to pull you down and drag you down, okay? Grab that bar and pull back. Pull life back. Do not let life take you down. That's the thing with weightlifting. You're in charge. The minute these arms go straight, the minute these shoulders roll forward, the minute my weight gets too far in my toes, the minute I keep pulling up too much, everything is going to pull me forward. And 99% of misses are from a weight distribution that's too far into the toes, that's dragging you down at like the white horse in Never-Ending Story, okay? Don't sink like that white horse in just sad moment in movie history. So that's what we're doing there. I call it the arched angel. Now this is interesting, right? In the finish, be patient. It's fluid, it's beautiful, it's patient. You want to find it, you want to feel that bar wrapping around you before you whip yourself under, because the fastest part of weightlifting is that pull under, that slingshot under, because remember, it's the power of opposites. The further I am back, the more I pull back, right? The more weight's over my heels. Once I decide to move my feet and pull under, right? It's that catapult, redirection, if you will, right? It's going to shoot me under extremely fast, right? As if I'm in a roller coaster, okay? Whack, okay? So that's what we want to do with the finish, you guys, is we really want to find it, okay? Bars pulling back, elbows back, I'm on my toes, I'm over my heels, and then from here, it's just going to be straight under, okay? Now you notice how I did not shrug, and I have not mentioned the shrug, because why shrug? You never ever want to shrug in this finish, because there's no point, okay? Save that shrug for the pull under. Save that power of the shrug, because the shrug does matter, but save it for the pull under, okay? Because we already know that the whole point of the finish is to peak the bar, to pull yourself under, okay? The question you have to ask yourself is, how are you going to peak the bar? Are you going to peak the bar, A, by using your arms and your traps, or are you going to peak the bar in this way, the catapult way, of bar body contact, bar oscillation, style lifting, right? That thud that you hear on YouTube that you want to do so bad that I hear so many people say. In this style of technique, it's all about bar body contact and bar oscillation. It has nothing to do with the shrug up, okay? It has to do with the shrug under, okay? So make sure you're not up here with the ears, because if this is the case here with the shrug, then you're just wasting so much power to pull yourself under. Keep these ready to go for that violent under portion of the lift, okay? Okay, I just spoke a lot. I threw a lot at you. You're sitting at home right now, drinking your protein, and you know, you got the Donnie Schenkel YouTube videos off to the side, ready to go. Training starts in 2 hours, and you're probably thinking to yourself, what the heck, how am I supposed to do that? So let me go ahead and do a drill for you, okay? This is called the angel drops. This is a great drill you can do with the bar, with the PVC pipe. I'm not a big fan of that, but this is a good drill here for you guys. So what you want to go ahead and do is find that power position, and then what we're going to do from here is just going to go ahead and drive right into that arched angel. I'm pulling back with my elbows, weights over my heels, I'm on my toes. Bar is right below my belly button, okay? Because obviously, before we go under, that ball will raise just a little bit as those hips uppercut that bar, right? They're not just going straight out. So keep that bar pulled back right underneath the belly button. Okay, actually, I'm actually pretty far below the belly button in this. Okay, I'm like right above the point of contact. Okay, so I'm right here, and then from here, I'm just going to go ahead and pull myself under. Okay? So that's the angel drop. Find the finish, and then use that bar to pull yourself under. Okay? This is a great drill to find that finish and learn how from here, it's the power of under, not up. See how low this bar is? This bar is right to my hips. Okay? I'm going to use this bar to pull myself under. Notice how I'm moving my feet and I'm landing on my heels. And that's the angel drop right there. All right, hey guys, so we've gone over the power position, we've gone over the separation, we've gone over the contact, the point of contact. We've gone over some philosophy on why we're creating space, why we are making contact, you know, the reasoning for the oscillation to recoil, why we're leaning back in the finish in that arched angel, you know, obviously the power of opposites there. The low bar effect rather than the high bar. We've gone over a lot, okay? I've thrown a lot at you. At this point now, we're gonna go all the way back to the start of the actual snatch, and we're gonna meet back in the middle, okay? So I don't like to go from top all the way down. I don't like to go from bottom all the way up. I like to go ahead and sandwich it, okay? Start from the middle, work up, start from the bottom, meet right in the middle, okay? And that's what we're doing right here. So starting out, we're just gonna go ahead, and it's a little tough without plates. I wish we had some, but remember, without plates on the bar, it's about mid-shin, okay? We're gonna go ahead and have these hips nice and low. We're gonna have the shoulders right on top of the bar, okay? Notice right here, my shoulders are not in front of the bar, and they're not behind the bar. They're right on top of the bar. My arms are still broken. My arms are always broken. There's never a time they're completely straight in weightlifting. The only time my arms are straight in weightlifting is hopefully in the catch, right, for a 3 white light lift, okay? Besides that, always, always, always have your arms broken, okay? And what we're gonna be doing here in this start position is we're actually gonna be building the tension to build the torque. It's not momentum, okay? It's building tension to build the torque to go right into that speed over the bar, not up on the bar, and I'll talk about that right now. So I want to build tension, okay? I'm pulling the bar into my shin. I'm digging my feet through the platform as if I'm trying to do a backflip right now. If I let go of this bar, I'd fall backwards. My feet are digging through the platform as my hips are sinking down and my shoulders are pulling back. And the only thing that's stopping me from falling back and flipping back is the fact that this bar is digging into my shin and creating that max tension, okay? So in the start position, it's all about tension. It's not about momentum, okay? As far as how I lift and how I coach lifting, okay? And that's why you can see here, if you can zoom in, there's holes in my shin they're white and the hair doesn't grow back and the skin is messed up. You can see them right here. That's from years and years of digging the bar into my shin. Now, you notice that there are just two holes right here, right? There's no drag. Okay, this is actually from a rollerblading accident back when I was in 8th grade. Okay, so that's a nail going through a half pipe. That's a different story. But there's no drag up my shin. Okay, the reason for that is once I built the tension, now it's time to go right into the torque, right into the pull. Okay, and here's the kind of philosophy I want you guys to think of here is I'm building the tension here, and now I'm going to drive over. Okay, I'm never thinking about pulling up. See, that's the problem. You never want to drag the shin. If I'm thinking about up, I'm dragging the shin and going over my knees here. Okay, notice too, look at my knees. They never really fully go back. That's the problem, is driving over the bar instead of up on the bar is going to create a late double knee bend, okay? And what that means is no matter what style of technique you use, your knees will move back a little bit. Then they're going to stop, they're going to rebend, and then extend into the finish, okay? The question you have to ask yourself is when are you going to activate your double knee bend, okay? And so with the way I lift and the way I coach, I call this the Superman pull. This is basically a late double knee bend. I'm going to stretch the hamstrings, drive my hips up and back for as long as possible, and drive over that bar with my chest and my shoulders for as long as possible. Okay, really pulling that slingshot back, really pulling that golf club back for maximum explosion. Okay, so with that said, I'm not thinking about up, I'm thinking about building tension and driving this torque right over the bar into this position here. Now, notice the bar is above my knee. My hamstrings are stretched, my knees are just slightly bent. My hips are high. The bar is not touching my body, but it's close, and I'm still pulling back with my arms slightly bent. Notice the most important thing is my chest is upright. My back is arched. Okay? I never want my chest to face the ground over the bar. My chest is up, my back is arched. Okay? I do not want this. Okay? So, as if I'm in water like we talked about early, I'm going to pull the water back as if a doggy paddle, and I'm going to drive myself over the bar into this pull. Okay? A pull that's very similar to a clove off pull, ilia, etc. Driving over the bar. Now why? Look at my hips. Look how high they are. The bar is past my knee. That's the goal, is to get the bar past your knee before you activate that double knee bend. Not only do I have a ton of speed in this pull as I drive myself over, but notice that my bar is above the knee right here. So that means that, look at this, how high my butt is. The second my hips drop, guess what happens? Bar meets the hips. The second my hips drop, the bar meets the hips. That's the trick in this pull right here. Over and ready, hips drop. Right in that power position. Hips drop. Right in that power position. Hips drop. Right into that catch. Okay? Hips drop. Right in that catch. So what's happening is the bar's meeting the hips. Here's the problem with pulling up, dragging the shin, and then activating that double knee bend too early, is that bar is going to drag the thigh, hips are going to meet the bar, I'm on my toes, and now everything's going to be in front. Right? So, the earlier I pull back, the more time those hips have to scoop forward before the bar meets the hips. I never want to be here, I always want to be here. So the most important part of the pull is keeping that butt up and back for as long as possible, so that when it drops, the bar meets. So So guys, on that pull, I really want you guys to feel that hamstring stretch. I really want you guys to feel the patience of basically pulling that slingshot back. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna have more speed in the pull. Your hips are gonna stay up and back way longer in this style of pull, making for such a great point of contact on that double knee bend. And it's just a fun technique. You're gonna feel that thud in that contact position, and it's just going to catapult you into that finish like you've never felt before, really. You know, and one thing that you could do as far as a drill is kind of break it down in two portions, a little bit like I did before, but you know, another reason why you want to stay on top of this bar here and not be so over is because if you're this far over off the start, well, what's going to happen? The bar is going to be barely at the knee, and you're going to pull back too early with the shoulders, activate that double knee bend too early, and most likely those hips will meet the bar here rather than you meeting the bar here, right? Or I should say the hips will meet the bar and the bar won't meet the hips. And the whole point of this is having the bar meet the hips. Hips never meeting the bar, okay? So start with those shoulders on top, and then go ahead and find it. So feel it and find it right here. Bar above the knee a few inches, arms a little broke, chest up, back tight. And that's the other thing too with the arms being broke, is that I see a lot of times when lifters keep their arms straight, there's more drag, the shoulders are rolled forward, and the back tends to just round a little bit too much. And I'm feeling too much weight on the balls of my feet. I like to have full control over this bar in my positions. I like to dictate and demand where this bar goes at all times. And having a break will really help that. So break them, find it, and then pull it. Okay? Find it, and then pull it. And I want you to work on this 3 steps, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and start. We're gonna find it right here, and then pull it. Okay, reverse it, and then pull it. Reverse it, and then pull it. Reverse it, take it back down, find it, pull it, okay? And then once you're ready, you can just put it all together, okay? But you must drive over that bar in order to have max power and pulling back on that bar. And that's the key for the pull, okay? So give that a try. So guys, the biggest point to make in the pull, it's not about the pull. It's about the point of contact. That is the core of technique. That is the core of lifting, is that contact position, that power position. Being on the heels, having those hips drop, having that bar make powerful contact back into the hips to create that oscillation. That is the gem of technique. And all the pull is, all the dynamic start is, all the start position is, all the pull is leading up to a perfect point of contact with speed, acceleration, and power. That's what that is. So how do we pull to get ourselves and to set ourselves up for that perfect point of contact? That's the question. That's how you should view the pull. It's not about height. It's not about keeping the bar close. It's not about all of these different things that are thrown at us on a daily basis. It's about the pull is nothing more than a setup for the point of contact. Well, really all weightlifting is a setup amongst a setup amongst a setup, a sandwich of setups. It's tipping over that first domino and letting the rest go, right? It's like a lifter, telling me, hey, I'm having trouble in the catch. The first thing I'll look at is, well, let's look at your start, okay? So really feel the speed there. Ready, set, pull. Notice that I'm pulling back on the bar the entire time, okay? Set, pull. The reason why the bar is not touching my body is by the fact that my knees are getting out of the way and driving back as well. So one thing that I like to say a lot when teaching this pull is knees back, bar back, knees back, bar back, knees back, bar back. Okay, that is the philosophy that you should have, right? We're set, and then we're knees back, bar back. Okay, now I'm here, my hips are high, a late double knee bend, and now what am I? I'm a catapult. As if someone pushed my hips down and through my shoulders back, I would go right into the arched angel. Because what is the exact opposite position of the arched angel? Well, it's the end of the finish. This position here, I'm going to go ahead and replace this with this position here. This position here is the exact opposite position of this. This position here is the exact opposite position of this. So you're starting to see now it's the power of opposites. What's the opposite position of this? The catch. So you're starting to see the rhythm of this technique in the way that we coach here on Do Weightlifting is the fact that it's more of a swaying tree rather than an upward rocket ship. The tree is swaying, but boy, it's sturdy and strong. Okay? So if we put it all together, it's going to look like this. Build the tension, and we're going to go ahead and catch. Excuse me for powering. A little bit of a knee issue. Haven't warmed up fully, so I'm going to do some powers here, but you get the right idea. So by putting it all together, we're just taking out all the little pauses and making it nice and smooth. Build the tension, pull, drop the knees, activate the double knee bend, hit and catch, arched angel, catch, etc. Tension, catch. Everything's the same. Tension, over, feel the stretch, butts high, activate the double knee bend, drop the hips, bar back, let that bar bend, arched angel, angel, drop into the catch, and that's what we're doing. Set, go, hey! And that's how you hear the thud, that's how you create the thud, and that right there is how you snatch. Build it.